on behind the scenes for a TV history documentary. I'm Dr. Maddy Pelling, I'm a historian and broadcaster, and part of my job that I just absolutely love is getting to contribute to TV history. Now this year alone I've been lucky enough to take part in 3 documentaries as a talking head or an expert contributor, and I've also recently co-presented 2 documentaries for History Hit that are coming out soon. But what does working on a documentary like that actually involve? I thought I would show you behind the scenes and maybe take you through a typical day on set. Now, research is absolutely key, and as well as talking to the talented researchers of any production company, you will need to bring your own research to the table. For me, this involves taking copious notes, which I then slim down and take with me to use on set during the day. Next, you have to arrive on location. Now, I have filmed in everything from castles to bars to hotels and even on the street, and every single one of these locations comes with its own unique challenges. Here's my co-presenter, Dr. Anthony Delaney, when we were filming in Edinburgh for a recent documentary. You can see here our cameraman Ryan and our producer Laura, and we were actually filming in Edinburgh on the Royal Mile, which posed a number of challenges, not least of which was people wanted to stop, wanted to watch us filming, because of course it was just so exciting, but it did mean that we had to retake things multiple times, and by the end of the day we were very tired. Sometimes though you simply get the best locations. Here I am again with Anthony talking to the curator of the Charles Dickens Museum in London. One of the best things about being a talking head is that you get to come in to a production and work with incredibly talented people who are often really deep in the research. They're thinking about all the different moving parts of the story they're telling, and you're just a small part of it, and they have a sense of the information that they want to get from you. But they really, if they are worth working with, let you explore the topic and really give everything that you have to give to the production as well. It also allows you sometimes to step out of your comfort zone a little bit, and recently when I was filming with Woodcut Media for the Titanic in Colour documentary that is on Channel 4 at the moment, I did a talking head interview, I did some walking around, more presentory bits to camera, and then I also did this. Now this was me reading a few extracts written by survivors of the Titanic, and what you're not seeing here is that actually the notebook that I'm reading from was the director Jonathan Mayer's, and I think it was his wife who had written out all of the sources that I was to read from, and I could not read her handwriting, and it was a real struggle, and I did so many takes, and that's something that comes with doing TV. You don't get it perfect the first time. It takes a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors, and a lot of going back to the top and starting again.
But in a hotel in the small town of Alnwick in the north of England, it's possible to see and feel what it must have been like to be on board.
This incredible space is the first class lounge from the ship Olympic, the sister ship of Titanic. It was brought here by Algernon Smart, who was the hotelier in the 1930s. When Olympic was decommissioned, she was taken out of service and stripped of her parts, and those parts were auctioned. Smart managed to purchase several of them, and also this entire room. I think it gives you a real sense of what it would have felt like to be a first-class passenger aboard both the Olympic and the Titanic.
Oh my goodness, is this George as a whale?
It is. So it's a play on him being the Prince of Wales and the maritime beast.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because there's all those kind of layers of politics, but then at the centre of it, you've got this very obvious comment on his body. You know, this is about body image.
Absolutely. It's this idea that George's body and George's political public identity are absolutely interlinked.
Yeah.
But we know that George here would have seen this version of himself, and I think it would have been hard to take. The way for women in this period to secure their power, their place in society, whether they are a farmer's wife or indeed in the royal court, is through marriage. And Elizabeth, at this stage in her life, is really no different. There is a huge and mounting pressure for her to marry.
It's easy to imagine the hundreds of men, women and children who would have worshipped here, who marked births, deaths and marriages. But beyond the traditional parish records, it's incredibly difficult to uncover the lives of ordinary people and ordinary communities that buildings like this would have served.
Isaac Axford of St Martin's loved it. Mary's Hannah Lightfoot.
This is where the story takes a bit of a turn. The chapel that they are married at is famous in this period for clandestine marriages.
Clandestine.
No banns, no marriage license necessary. This is a marriage taking place away from prying eyes, away from parents or friends who might intervene.
Why would that be so?
Well, the next document will hopefully give us some answers.
There you have it, the behind the scenes of what it's like to film history for TV. If you've enjoyed, please like and subscribe and follow my channel for more historical content.